Hi, welcome back,
Hello.
everyone. We had a nice 1 week vacation. My co-host, can't say that word today, Miss Lopez. I think she's under the weather, so she's not going to be on tonight. But that's okay. As you can see, me and Miss Kristen. Miss Kristen is a homeschool mom, a respiratory therapist, a cosmetologist, and an autism advocate. So, as the mom of autistic boy and girl twins, she's passionate about supporting caregivers, building community, and helping families feel seen, supported, and empowered. Welcome. So, before we got on, me and her sat on here talking for a while. Old friends, this is going to be fun tonight. So, before we get started, tell us a little bit more about yourself. You gave me a quick overview, but what else would you like to share about yourself?
Oh, I don't know.
All right.
I like look, I like to laugh versus cry for
Absolutely.
sure. Um, I don't know. I just like to have a good time. And if I can bring people together, whether we're laughing, you can cry sometimes, but I just really like to connect with other autism parents. And I don't know.
It was an on spot one. And so you and I connected in that, was it in the
Yes.
Facebook mom group or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. See, and here we are now today talking
Yes.
face to face. So this is great. So we're going to start with some questions. So
Okay.
I read earlier that you have a son and a daughter who are on the spectrum and a
Yes.
twin. So
Yes.
when they were first diagnosed, what's something you wish someone would have told you right away?
Okay, so my son was diagnosed at 2.5, and my daughter was not diagnosed till 4.
Okay.
Um, I probably would say I wish someone would have told, like, I'm gonna give a little story with it. My son, 2.5, they said the speech therapist referred us because he was nonverbal. And I said, she goes, you need to see developmental peds. And I was like, okay. And every time we would go back for speech, she'd say, did you get in? And I'm like, well, 6 months, 9, it's a long wait to get in. So finally we get in, we go in there that day, and I thought we were going to talk about testing. I didn't know. I knew something was going on. And 3 hours later, I walk out, as my mom loves to say, a baby on my hip in the thick old folder they give you. And I hate that folder. Um, but I would probably say I wish somebody would told me it's okay to grieve because it's devastating. You think what you don't know what your child will develop and grow into. You don't know what autism looks like if you haven't been around it. And I mean, I definitely grieve more my son's diagnosis versus my daughter's. My daughter's, I was confident. I knew. I asked for her to be assessed. Yeah, assessed. Am I using the right word? Um, and my whole family thought I was crazy. She's not autistic. What are you doing that? And we went to developmental psychologist because I had PTSD from the son. And she says, I wish I could have videotaped her assessment. She's a classic girl that can mask her autism and people don't realize it. And I get it from still people to this day. She shouldn't tell people she's autistic. People are going to pick on her. And I'm like, no, we're going to embrace it. Because
Absolutely.
in those moments that she struggled, she at least can explain and understand herself more.
I love it.
But for the thing I wish somebody would tell me is it's okay to grieve, and you're going to grieve on and off. It's
Right.
not just in the beginning. It's not the third year in. It's not the fourth year in. It can happen at any time, and you will bounce back from it.
Absolutely. So for
So,
your son, you said he was nonverbal and it was 2.5.
yeah.
Before then, did he ever say mama and dada? Or it was
So, no. But you want to know what my one inclination that I knew he was autistic? I got goosebumps saying it. In Williamsburg, at the Yankee Candle store, they had the beautiful Santa when they were open. And at Christmas time, we would go and get their picture taken. And it was the second year of getting their pictures taken. And they start squeaking the squeaky thing and ringing the bells and trying to get their attention. And he went, and
yeah.
I looked at my mom and I said, he's autistic. She
Mhm.
said, "No, he is not."
I love grandma.
But that in my mind, yeah, grandma's like, "No."
Right.
But that's when I knew. And I knew because they were twins, like something wasn't right. She was hitting milestones. He didn't walk until he was 18 months old. And that
Mhm.
pediatrician told me, he's a boy.
They always say.
It's gonna come.
Mhm.
Now she was an early talker. I love to say now because he's still nonverbal. He has some words, but nothing consistent. And she talks enough for the whole household. And she talks for him. So I love to say that I had the comparison so it wasn't maybe as if I was a single child, new mother kind of thing. I would have been like, but I had that comparison the whole time. So I kept telling the pediatrician, I need to see speech. Oh, we'll assess in some more months. And finally, I'm like, no, please give me a speech referral. And so
Mhm.
that's when we got in that very first visit. She said, you need to see developmental peds. And I'm like, why? You think he's autistic?
Like,
Like,
oh,
I literally was like, and she's like,
mhm.
well, I can't confirm, or, I just think you need to see developmental peds. So I think that's really, if I wouldn't have stuck with it, we would have been later getting a diagnosis.
Mhm. For me, my son, he was saying mama, he was saying
Yeah.
dada, making the eye contact, but he would scream a lot. Like when he's
Mhm.
excited, he'd jump and scream.
Yeah.
But 20 at that time, how old was she? She was 20 years old. She screams a lot all the time too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's my baby. But so I thought he was just like in her because she's very loud. Like she's
Yeah.
like all the time making noises.
Yeah.
Then I noticed speech. We had
Yeah.
early intervention speech because he wasn't talking a whole lot. I was the one that's like, hey, my girls were talking
Yeah.
before, like around two full sentences. You can have like a
Yeah.
conversation back and forth. And my husband was the one was like, oh, he's a boy. It takes time. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
okay. The intervention speech lady came and he sit in the W. Remember that? How
Yes, the famous stuff. Oh, he's W sitting.
yeah, she was like, she just kept, a couple
Yeah.
a couple times, and then finally, she didn't want to say it. I think she thought I would be offended, but she
Yeah.
was like, "Have you seen any other doctors or anything?" And I was like, "Well, just his pediatrician and stuff." And so then she was like, "Well, maybe you should just go, get him referred or get checked out." So then when she started saying that, I'm starting thinking, I'm like, okay. Then comes Thanksgiving, and we go to my sister's house. And like he did not like the many people, so he like lashed out and was screaming. So I was like,
Yeah.
it was overstimulating him, which I didn't know at the
Yeah.
time. I told my husband after that, I said, we have to get him tested
Yes.
because it's starting to show certain things. And sure enough, yep, the developmental
Yeah.
pediatrician, she was watching him and she was trying to get him to make eye contact and look at things. And so
Yeah.
we got his at 3. He
Yeah.
literally a week and a half before he turned 3.
Yeah.
And yes, I grieved. I cried. I went to the daycare center because he was just starting this new daycare center.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to the manager and I'm like, he's unexpected. Like I'm crying because I'm
Yeah.
like, still accept him. And she
Yeah.
was like, oh, yes, don't worry. We'll take him. No problem. And, but that process is hard. So
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that at least you had someone telling you, go see development
Yes.
nutrition
Yes.
in my lady too, in her discreet ways. W
Yeah.
sit something.
That speech therapist actually reached out a week ago to see how we were doing.
That is so good.
Yeah. And I was just like, I owe it all to you. She goes, I didn't do anything. You've done it all. But I'm like, no, you just kind of kicked my butt a little bit to be like, follow your gut.
Exactly. And that's sad to hear that they were discouraged. No, we'll just look at it later. Look at it. No,
Yeah.
I'm with 24/7. I see
Yeah.
these signs. I need
Yeah.
you to help me. I know you want to get a limited time to evaluate him, but let me know. And if they would have said, no, no, come back later. We don't think
Yeah.
so right now. Then that's
Yeah.
different. But just
Yeah.
later. That's
Yeah.
whew.
Mhm.
So yeah, I know that is.
Yeah.
And when he mentioned the word masking, I have a friend who is on the spectrum. And she said the same thing. For a while, when she was younger, she felt like something was wrong with her. So she would adapt and mask.
I know. Does he not realize? Should I tell him?
You're all live.
Look,
Right, that's on you, sir. You want to be live and all the world can see?
I know.
That's up to you. It doesn't
Look,
matter. But
look.
yeah.
He's like, whatever. He's in the he's in the water in the backyard with him playing. So
Well, yeah, they
yeah,
said, hey, that's
yeah. He's like, whatever. Looks
right.
like they're getting ready to get out the water. That'll be an adventure.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, getting out the water is hard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I miss, but I like it when he's tired and then he's ready to get out. But before he's ready to get out, it's all
Yes.
out war if I try to move him.
Yes.
So yes,
Mhm.
well, that's what she was saying. She was mentioning the word masking, and I had never like
Yeah.
heard masking for other things,
Yeah.
but for girls that
Yeah.
are very adept at doing that. I was like, oh, interesting.
Mhm.
So
It
now,
it really came out in that preschool setting for me, for her, because she can fit in, but as soon as them little legs hit my car, she was crying. She was overwhelmed.
she was
And
holding
I'm
in.
like, what is wrong? And
Mm,
then, she'd get over it, and I'm like, oh, you're just tired. You've had a great day at preschool. But in the evenings, when it was time to go to bed, it was like everything exploded. Her body just would then tell me about her day and what was hard. And
mm,
we really struggle because she just feels like everybody's her friend. And I'm like,
mm.
somebody shouldn't be mean to you. You don't have to be nice back. Like, you can just, but the masking is a huge thing for her because that's why so many people are like, she's not autistic. And I'm like, if you only knew our struggles. And
Right.
like being able to communicate her feelings has been a huge thing.
That is so good. Yes, I'm supposed to put some
So,
band.
but yeah.
We did this already, the diagnosis.
Yeah.
So let's see. Where's my next question? So because they have different, you kind of touched on it, different,
Yeah.
they're on different journeys. Um, what did that taught you about comparisons within the autism community?
Yeah. Um, I wrote this in my notes. Here's my thing. When my son was diagnosed, you meet people, they hear about it, and they'll go, oh, what is their hyperfixation?
Oh my goodness, I've been hearing that a lot lately
And
too.
I'm like, nothing. What's hers? I'm like, nothing. Like, they don't have to have that. And I feel like that is so classic to people thinking, they're in love with cars and they can tell you everything about a car or they love this. And I don't experience that with either one of mine. Like, my daughter loves facts and jokes, and, she loves to be able to drill off facts to you about the other week it was an octopus and how many brains and hearts an octopus has. But there's not a go-to thing that so many people predict, and it's really taught me everybody's different. Me and you can sit here and we can find similarities in our kids. I can sit with another mom and find similarities. Like, I can find similarities even in my own kids, but they're both different people. We're all different. No matter what that diagnosis is, no matter what that label is what I like to say.
I had a meeting the other day with a young lady at a church. I'm actually going to ask her to come on because she wanted to talk about creating programs at the church for inclusion because they
We
have been.
need them.
Oh, I cannot wait to get her on here. Because I didn't know what she wanted to talk about. I
Yeah.
dropped my with my dad and them, and so they just told me like, hey, this lady wants to talk to you, and I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking she was talking about books. I'm showing up with books, right? No,
Yeah.
she just wanted to know about autism, and so we sat down talking, and she's trying to create a program, and she didn't want because a lot of kids at the church are now, I guess she's finding out that they are on the spectrum.
Yeah.
And she was like, a lot of times the parents don't tell them in the beginning. So they don't know until the child has an episode or becomes so overstimulated and they don't know what to do. And
Yes.
so she was like, I don't want to exclude them and all that. So me and her talked back and forth, and you hear about it later. But I kind of told her, I was like, but you know what though? I understand what you're trying to do. And to me, that is the best thing I've ever heard because
Yeah.
I want to go to church. And the last time we went to church, he eloped. He pulled the fire alarm. So we
Yeah.
haven't been in a church facility in a year and some
Yeah.
change because of that. Because I came out my hills, I see him running. I'm like, oh my goodness, now I'm running down how, behind
Yes.
the hills. And it's like so overwhelming for me.
Yes.
I know
Yeah.
it's over for him and
Yeah.
the people who aren't trained
And
in
then
it.
you sit there and worry about people judging you like, oh, she didn't have her kid. That kid
Yeah.
needs a spanking.
His
That's what's wrong
hand.
with that kid. Them old people.
Oh
That
yeah.
kid needs a spanking. They don't get
Yeah.
enough discipline. And I'm like, huh.
please.
That ain't it.
That's definitely
But
not it.
you know
So
what I mean? Whereas if you're in a setting that you feel welcome, that people are knowledgeable, things like that. Yeah.
absolutely. So me and her were talking, and at one point she did say something. She was like, well, this kid is on the spectrum. He doesn't act like that one. And so I kind of told her, I was like, well, you do know it's a spectrum, right? It's a
Yeah.
range. And then she was like, oh, but she didn't mean it in like a offensive way. She just,
Right.
because she didn't know.
Yeah.
So they,
Yeah.
people don't deal with neurodivergent children. They are the
Yeah.
same. No. Like you just said, like one could be hyperfixated on something, one could not have none.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, just
Yeah.
never know. Like
Mhm.
I felt she was telling me, I was like, well, my son, I give him hugs and stuff. She was like, these kids don't want to be touched. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Like I've never experienced that. So I wouldn't
Yeah.
know what to do if my kid was one
I
that did
have
not want to be
I
touched. I'm
have
like,
my daughter is my leech. Love her, but she is glued. And my son, we always say it's on his terms.
got
Now,
you.
if he wants your phone or your technology, he's gonna snuggle up to you and use his good looks. And
Absolutely.
any other time, he's like, "I don't have time for you." No, mom.
That was is my leech.
Yeah.
I could go nowhere. I'm
Yeah.
surprised you don't have a finger under the door right now.
Yeah.
Mom,
Yeah.
look in, mom. So
Yeah.
I've noticed now that he's 6, that he's starting to like, he'll go in his room, he'll play with his like toys and stuff. He doesn't
Yes.
have to be right here. But for the first couple years, and my husband's like, why are you so overstimulated?
Yes. Yes. I'm like, I just need five. When they were little, he'd get home from work and I'm like, I'm going to the mailbox. And he's like, well, I was like, I think there's some mail. And he was like, okay. It was like, I just needed to step away a minute.
That little mental
Yeah.
break that I need.
Yeah. The
They don't
simple walk to the mailbox and it won't far.
just be out there forever, flipping the
Yes. Oh, I think we have another piece of mail. Do you need your mail checks?
everyone's mail, matter of fact. Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't understand
Yeah.
it. But that just brought me to the fact, like people comparisons and all that. So um, you'll hear more about her. I'm hoping to get her on because I think
Yeah.
that'd be
That'd
amazing.
be good. Yeah.
And I wish other churches did that too. And I get
Yeah.
it, you know,
Yeah.
but the things are different now. So we have to
Yeah.
adapt, you know. So
Yes. Yeah.
yes. But okay, we kind of talked about misconceptions. What else? You talked about signs. So now we went into like overstimulation yourself.
Yeah.
You're at home. You're homeschooling the kids, right?
Yes.
Can you talk
Yes.
to me about that? Because I don't know anything about homeschooling. So you get like a curriculum. How does that work?
So here we go. Here's another one. Every kid is different. So
Mhm.
we did public school up until first grade. It wasn't cutting it. We tried the IEPs, we tried the 504s, and I told my husband I can't take it anymore. With my son, we do ABA, and he did, the preschool, hitting all the markers, hitting everything that he was, that they were working on. It's great. And the
Mhm.
teacher came to me and she goes, I cannot get him to sort big and small. So I brought it. I said, show me how you did it. I brought it home. He did it just like that. And I videotaped it. And I sent it to her. She said, he's playing me. I said, oh, he is. And so it got very frustrating come first grade. We're still working on the same stuff from preschool. He's not wanting to do it, showing behaviors. And I said, he's bored. You're not meeting him. He wants more challenging things. Well, he won't do it here. He might do it at home, but and I'm like, I'll send videos. He knows it. So it finally got to the point where I was like, it's just not working. So I'm very much, I like to think ahead and plan ahead. And my husband was like, we are not homeschooling. And I said, just give me 1 year. And we just finished up our first year, and it has been amazing because I found a program for my son. It was called the Autism Oasis. It's a curriculum online that is for nonverbal autistic children. And it's great because it's a mom who created it, who worked with a special education teacher. You get every week you can get on and ask the special education teacher questions. You watch the video, it shows you how to teach him, and then you can print off all your material.
I'm
And
gonna
it
put that.
has been great. Huh?
I'm gonna put that as a banner so someone can
Yeah.
find it. On the
Yeah.
Autism Aware Oasis.
Oasis. And you go at your own pace. They'll tell you. If your kid starting out the first week of you doing this, they're going to be looking at you like, what are you doing? Do it 3 days a week. Meet your child where they're at. Adapt where you need to adapt. So I use that curriculum, but I also pulled from other places, like Teachers Pay Teachers is another site with free resources, or you can buy the resources. I made adaptive books. I really honed in on that. My daughter, for her homeschool, I was like, we're too much alike. I don't know what I'm going to do here. So I found a local co-op. This in Smith, Virginia. It's called Great Oaks Learning. So they offer tutoring services, but also they offered a co-op. So you can send them 2 days, you can send them 4 days. So we sent her 4 days a week. It has other autistic kids and kids with other, they say, that don't fit into a typical classroom. And she loved it. She wanted to go to school on the weekends.
Aww.
And I'm like, I wish I could send you there on the weekend. No, I'm just joking. But she really excelled. And then I supplemented from that. So I would pull from other resources to make sure she was getting what she needed. So, and now we're going into a new school year. I'm already planning ahead for next year. I'm gonna, make a few changes and try different co-op that is welcome. I mean, that one was welcoming to my son also, but this new one they're both going to take animals around the world together, a sign language class together, and then she's going to take a dance class. And they're I told the other mom, because it was a mom that she went to school with, I'm worried, like, we haven't done something like this. And she said, don't worry, they're welcoming, and they have been great. You do what your kids want to do and feel comfortable doing. So I think homeschool, I always said I will never be a homeschool mom. I'm a public school kid. Are you kidding me? Why would I homeschool? And still to this day, my family is like, well, what are they getting? How do you know what they need? I do the research. What is a second grader supposed to be learning? Now, things that my daughter was learning, I would adapt into other adaptive things for my son to learn the same thing at the same time. Like giving him math problems that I did not, I mean, we went into counting and things like that. And, for him, math problems, I give him a choice of 3 to answer each question, and he was getting them all right. You might see him come through. Look, he's like, just like that. Hey, he's going to swing probably. But I was just like, and I took a video. I'm like, how does he know this? Presume competence. To my own self, I had to presume competence. So, and I went, Richmond has a homeschool convention that you can go to. It's actually this week, and learn about the homeschool thing. I did all that before I chose a curriculum, before I homeschooled. So I very much did my research to see what works best. And each kid is different.
Do they have to take the vowels, like that test they
No.
take when they don't have?
And I have terrible test anxiety with myself.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter very much does. And in her program this year, the first week of school, the teacher goes, okay, pop quiz, everybody pull out a piece of paper. She lost it.
Yeah,
and they walked out to the car at pickup, and they're like, we made the mistake. I said, you didn't make a mistake. She has to learn. She goes, we don't have a grade for it. Like, there's no, and I said, you don't have to explain yourself. It's okay. We'll work through it. Like, it's not a big deal. But with homeschool, you have to send in your letter of intent to the superintendent and tell them, I intend to homeschool. And you have to say what you're going to teach: English, math, reading, physical education, all that stuff. Then at the end of the year, like we just finished, so it looks different for both. My daughter, they do the testing in that little program to see that she made, and then they send a proof of progress. For my son, what I did with him being nonverbal and it looking different, I'll show it to you. I made a binder. almost like a little yearbook. And I kept track of all his work from month to month, the books we read, and everything we did, field trips and everything, so that when I went for his proof of progress with the teacher, I could
Mhm.
show her everything we worked on, what it looked like, and how he progressed.
I'm writing notes.
It's you're fine. You're fine. So it seems simple, but it can be as simple as you want, or it can be as complicated as you want. I personally wanted the portfolio so I can see it from year to year, the progression.
Yes,
And
yes,
it's easier for me to sit down with somebody and let them see his progression and see the pictures of him doing stuff and different activities than to just sit down and talk and tell it. You know what I mean? Like, it's proof.
yep. It's actually really,
And with
really.
him having more severe autism, I'm able to homeschool him and give him more life skills, I feel like, versus what a public school would, because we can spend our days going to the library, going to a store and shopping, learning the checkout process.
That's actually really interesting. I was
Yeah.
watching a lady on TikTok do that with her older. He's older, and
Yeah.
the people behind him were like, "I wish someone else would say something to this kid. Let him do it." He was like scanning
Yeah.
his little items and
Yeah.
reading the checklist and make sure he had everything. And
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I cry all the time now. I'm like,
Oh,
hard.
it's so cute.
Yes, yes. Like I can see my son because he's gonna have to be in that place one day
Yeah.
soon. We're
Yeah.
babysitting in the store because he does. My son is an eloper, track star.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think the Olympics with this. So
Yes.
we're working on it. Like I don't before my anxiety was so high because he would run and he's so fast.
Yeah.
I would not go places with him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would sit here until my husband came home and then I can go. But
Yeah.
now we do it together. Like he loves where do I go? Lowe's because of the
Yeah.
long aisles.
Yeah.
So he
Yes.
I mean he goes, Mom, run. I'm like, go ahead. And he'll run to
Yeah.
one end stop and come back. As
Yeah.
long as nothing's there and there's nothing like sharp, I
Yes,
do
exactly.
it's because that's his he's comfortable and then he come back and he'll push the cart just fine. He just got to get that burst of energy out.
Yeah.
So we are now working on going in ABA. We went to
That's what I
food.
was gonna say.
Uh,
ABA was a game changer.
we've been to the movies. He did get up at one point to try to run, but this therapist, she's fast. She called him, was like, I want to sit down. He
You
said,
know what I like to do? You want to know my trick for the movies? You get the seat right behind the handicap where there's no one in front of you, so they can't shake the seat and mess with somebody, and then they're there with you.
I might
But
have to
then
try
you have to worry, because then they can sit and swing on the bar, because there's just bars there, and then they can.
to
I learned
fall.
that trick. Yeah. Yeah, fall. But they'll get back up. They'll
Yeah,
be
I'm
all right.
always
Natural consequence. Natural consequence.
no. So I'm gonna try that now with him. But yeah,
Yeah.
we're baby stepping. But I do think life skills are
Yeah.
very important. I did a I'm in college right now, and we were looking at paper, and it was like a study of people who the kids stayed in inclusive learning or special education, and then did a comparison to the kids that went the mainstream. And what they
Yeah.
found is the children that actually remained in the inclusive environment actually had better life skills when they came out
Yeah.
because it didn't follow the curriculum everyone else is doing. Like
Yeah.
why are you
Yeah.
learning out? Things that I wanted to know about taxes back then, which we never
Yeah.
got. I
Yeah.
got my y equals mx plus b right. I can't remember. Whew, it's been a long time. Algebra. So things like
Yeah.
that. And I asked my husband that too. I said, we want him to socialize with,
Yeah.
neurotypical children, but at the same time, if he's getting more skills that can help him later here, I don't have a problem with him remaining in the SPED classes. I
Yeah.
don't. If
I
it's
have been amazed pulling them out of public school and going private. I feel like he was very overwhelmed and anxious in that self-contained classroom. And I used to tell the teachers, you can't tell me it doesn't get overwhelming in here with 6 special needs kids. Like, you can't. And now when we go to a playground, he interacts appropriately. And it's just amazing. But like we talked about, he wasn't overwhelmed on a playground with 100 kids. You know what I mean? And now and it's just amazing to see how they can use those skills and it's at different levels. They achieve differently at different times. And yeah, but ABA was huge for us with the elopement.
oh
Like, taking him in the store, you're going to hold the basket.
Yes.
And now he can walk and carry his own basket and put his own stuff in there and go to the register and swipe it, And I kind of like a self-checkout because then you're not rushed.
Right.
You
True.
don't have someone.
We went to Bath and Body Works on Mother's Day. Oh,
Yeah.
that weekend, right before it.
Yeah.
And he's like putting like the little small hand soaps in there. So I'm at the register like, I don't want this. But I let him put it in my basket.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because he thought he was shopping because he sees me putting stuff for
Yeah. Yeah.
and he's like sitting his little stuff in there too. And I'm like, paying $10 for that little.
We don't need all of them. Yeah.
When the sale comes, I come get that. But
Yeah.
right now,
yeah. We're not handle price. Yeah.
No, never. I love Bath and Body Works. So yeah, I do that with him, which I'm starting to see it's getting better. And he'll say sometimes store. I'm like, all right, let's try it. Yeah. But AB is amazing. I'm trying to get them to come, as I was talking to you about swim lessons.
Yes.
Get them in there and have them come during the session. Maybe we can work on patience, like waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I tell you, and I'm going to give a shout out to Katie's Kickers in Norfolk, Virginia, Coach Katie. I refer her on the Autism Hampton Roads site. I refer her anytime somebody's looking for. She has done amazing things.
You mentioned it to me earlier. She does adaptive swimming. Explain to me what that is.
So, of course, my daughter can get into a mainstream class and learn to swim. That's where she's at. We just signed up because I didn't know anything about Coach Katie. I just heard, look, he's using his speech and device to tell me to come on. Aww. On repeat. Come on. So he's going to distract me.
I can't hear him. I can hear a little bit, but it's not clear.
I can hear it. I'm just joking. So we go to the first summer session. It's like a 12-week session. It's in an outdoor pool, and he's petrified. He loves water, but petrified of a pool. And he gets in there and he's pulling the lady's hair, and he's scared. And I'm like, we're gonna get kicked out because you get kicked out everywhere. And the lady was real nice. And one day, because there's a couple of different teachers in the pool with different classes, and I looked at somebody and I'm like, how do I get Coach Katie for him? And they're like, we got you. So I got in with Coach Katie, and she says, I'm not going to do a typical swim. I'm going to teach him adaptive swim. I'm going to teach him how when his feet hit the bottom, you're reaching to get up to the side. She taught him how to shimmy down the side of the pool for safety, all safety things. She works on strokes and kicking your feet, but that coordination is hard for him. And she also works on him holding his breath. I swear he loves the pool. He's smiling big and going under the water. And let's not get wrong here. He's puked in the pool because he's drank too much water. And I'm like, oh God, we've closed down the pool tonight. They're like, it's okay. But we've done this a year and a half with Coach Katie. And in the last 2 months, she's been able to toss him in the deep end, 6 foot deep, and he can swim up to the top now and get to the side. He's not, the first few times I was like, what is she doing? Is my baby going to come off from the bottom? And I will sit there and bawl and cry because I'm like, those are the adaptive skills he needs. I don't care if he can swim like an Olympic swimmer, but I need, if he falls in a body of water, how to push up from that bottom, get to the side, grab something. And she's even working on like a pool noodle and him either jumping out with it on or throwing him in the water and him getting it and then putting it safely under his body, which is amazing.
Yes. So when I went on my trip, the kids went to Grandma and Grandpa's house, and they have a pool, and my anxiety was like tearing me up because my runner and your Grandma and Grandpa who haven't dealt with it. Well, they had no problem with him. He went outside, so they had like their pool. I think it goes to 8 feet. They had like a little stand out there, and he would leave his vest because he does still have the vest on.
Yeah, we still do that too. You can do that, but I still need you in a swim vest.
100%. And they said he never eloped with him. He was there with them for a week. He did not jump in the pool. So I was like telling my dad, I was like, are you going to cover the pool? Then I was panicking, like, what, cover it? And he falls onto the plastic and gets tangled.
Yes.
All types of anxiety issues. But They were like, "Girl, go on your trip and leave us alone. We got
I know.
this."
So we
And
got you. Look, now my mom would have been like, "You survived. You survived life. I can keep them alive."
that's what they tell me. We raised you, your sister, your brother, and I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but we also,
we
we
have
didn't."
a little different circumstances.
Right, right. When you said
Yeah,
stay, I stayed. If I try to
yeah,
stay, oh, here I go. Let me get my
yeah.
shoes
Gone.
on.
Get your running shoes on.
Absolutely. So, long story short, he did fine. Now, my 3-year-old, grandpa told me after, yeah, he jumped in it without his thing on. I was like, but the 3-year-old, because they did do, I think I mentioned it earlier, they have been in swim lessons together. We did a
Yeah,
private one at the YMCA. Was it last summer? Sometime I can't remember. It was last summer. Um, you can see when he's swimming, the 3-year-old, he can kind of swim, he can float
yeah,
and tread water, he goes on his back. So grandpa said he jumped down and treaded to the top, and then they got him out and put his thing on. So he was the one,
he
and not,
was he
yeah,
was the naughty one.
correct. And so then that just made me smile because I was like, so that shows me that he's learning patience. Like he's not just gonna.
Yeah,
But I know
yeah,
the YMCA, when we do our things with them, they do have them swim without the vest. So I
yeah,
might try Katie's kicker too.
yes,
Especially since it's outdoors, and I know that would help.
yes. And
Uh,
she has the outdoor pool during the summer, but she also has what's called the Fish Bowl in Norfolk that she just opened up. And it's her indoor pool. Like it's her facility, her instructors.
when you
And
say
she's,
Norfolk, where
huh?
in Norfolk? You said Norfolk, where in Norfolk?
What street is that? I don't know the street. Like right there,
What's it by?
not by ODU.
Oh, okay, so not too far.
Yeah, not far at all.
Like a Collie or a Granby, one of
Yeah,
them
it's
areas.
off Collie, I want to say.
Okay.
I want to
You
say
just know how to
something.
get there. That's all. I'll
Look,
find
you can get to it two different ways.
you. I got you. I got you.
Look, look, this is how I do instructions. You make a right at the 7-Eleven, you go down, it's on the left across from the washland.
Let me start
My
loving
husband's at my husband's background, he said 21st Street.
Thank you. 21st. There we go. 21st Street. Perfect.
Yes.
I'm gonna try it. I really am because I wanted them to
Yeah.
do something this summer. We tried. I don't know if you saw my post. We tried soccer, and he did good, but
Yeah.
he's so much bigger than the other kids, and so he's like bowling through them. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I found myself apologizing, and he's stimming, and then he
Yeah.
comes to me. He's like, "I'm tired," and then he sits down, and he don't want to do nothing else. But he did try. He did go out there, and
Yeah.
he liked tennis. He enjoyed football.
We do we do Challengers League baseball.
Ooh,
And we play in Olive Branch
I'm
Little
looking.
League.
Challengers.
Yes.
What is it?
Challengers Baseball. Challengers Baseball. And we play with Olive Branch.
Where's Olive Branch at?
In Portsmouth.
Oh, y'all are everywhere. I'm gonna have to join you
I know
guys.
I go everywhere. That's what all my friends say. You have them in so much. You got
Okay.
to go to get it.
Keep them busy. That's what they
Yeah.
need.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. I'm gonna try that one too.
And there's Challengers League. We originally started playing in Newport News.
Okay.
And then we switched to Olive Branch to be a little bit closer. But they actually had a tournament in Norfolk a month ago. And over 400 people came.
Nice.
There was teams from West Virginia, Arlington, all over, and they come together and play this tournament in the weekend. So we actually played a team from Arlington. And it was so amazing to see all the teams come, all the Challengers Leagues come from all over. Like West Virginia, I'm trying to think all the places they were from.
So does the Challenger League go there too sometimes, or is it always like
No, this tournament is always held. So this is how it works. Like we play Olive Branch. So on Thursday nights we have practice. Saturdays we have games.
Okay.
When we played in Newport News, they didn't do a practice. They did 2 games a week. So it just kind of depends from each place. There's one in Virginia Beach. But it's like no pressure. There's no outs. Everybody gets to bat twice. And so we actually played in the local league here does once a year ball game. And so they did that last Friday night. I don't know if you saw those pictures. He toted his Tony's box around the whole time. My husband's like, could that have not stayed in the car? I said, he was the DJ.
Yeah.
But they were letting kids play until they got tired. Well, he did his 2 bats and his 2 times in the field, and he was ready to go. He was like, I don't know what y'all are doing, but I'm going to eat
Was it
and I'm
hot?
not leaving. So, do
Was it
what?
hot? Was it hot outside?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad for a Friday night.
Okay, not bad at all. Then all right.
But
Well, yeah, he's done. He was done.
yeah, he was like, I'm done. And the old me, the new autism mommy, would have been like, oh, we need to stay. Me, I was like, we're gone. We'll see y'all later. We'll get the trophy later. We'll get all that later.
Yep.
But he has communicated. We are done.
And that's what I think that too. Like we had signed up for the soccer thing, and then like, we were missing a couple of days. And I told my husband, I was like, "Well, we have other things to do, like,
Yeah.
and it was okay. Like he
Yeah.
still was included. He still got some time.
Yeah.
And Saturdays is hard when you got a lot
Yeah.
of things on.
Yeah.
So like we would have
That's
it.
what I like about the Challengers League too, is we're all special needs parents. So
Right.
everybody gets it. So if your kid's not having a good day, there's no shame. There's not like, well, why weren't you here? It was just like, got it.
Right, understood. See, and
So
that's what I
yeah.
like. I found myself at the other one. They were nice after I let them know what
Yeah.
was, but and
Yeah.
I was, he doesn't mean it. He doesn't understand,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, okay. But I don't want to always have to do that. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
it,
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw a young kid at the airport and he was stimming
Yeah.
and he was like having a fit and the dad like popped him. And so like, I just felt so bad because I was just like, I think he's overwhelmed because
Yeah.
the line is really, really long. And so then the guy, I think in front of me, said something to the people in front of him. Was that how you were when you were little or did you get spankings? And then it kind of made me mad. So I looked at my husband. I was like, I think he might be on the spectrum. Just like looking
Yeah.
at the rhythms and how he was acting.
Yeah.
And I was like, but maybe they don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. And so, beating him up. And then he was just sitting there and he just kept like looking at his hand. I felt so bad. I was like,
Oh.
I had to get away. Because I was like, I can't keep looking at that just because
Yeah.
I was overwhelmed standing there. It was hot.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
body. I was just like, look,
Yeah.
I'm ready to get in, get done, check my
Yeah.
bag, and go sit down somewhere. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I need something like that. Judgment-free areas for my children. For me,
Yes. Yes. It makes a difference.
absolutely. Because my 3-year-old, he gonna act crazy too. I was like, okay, let's see. So when you're homeschooling, you talked about having to sometimes take mental breaks to go to the mailbox. That was when
They were littler.
literal. Right. So now,
Uh-huh.
do you experience any burnout? Do you still like? What do you do for yourself when you are?
Okay, so once a year, or actually it's turning into twice, maybe every once in a while 3 if I can squeeze it in with the husband. But it's hard for me to do a weekly like, hey, I need time, other than walk to my mailbox because life is life. But once a year, I like to go to a conference. Some have been autism conferences. This last one, that is the one I've gone to for 3 years, is called the More Than Project Care for a Caregiver Retreat. So it's usually a 3-day conference. I think I turned it into a little bit longer this year when I went. That's my husband laughs in the background. But I met a group of moms and I've known them for 3 years. And we this year got an Airbnb and we all stayed together for the first time. And that is like my one time of year that like is me. I can check out. Get some new outfits for the trip, go, still be mom, but dad's handling everything, so I don't have to worry about it. And those are my times where I recharge myself. Like my husband will probably tell you, I came back and redecorated the house after I got back and like deep cleaned the house and was like, ooh. And I'm already planning for my next one, which will be August. And that one's going to be in Ohio.
What are the dates? I'm writing this down.
August 22nd.
Okay.
And one of my friends that stayed with me that I've known, she's helping them put it together. So she kind of was like, hey, what about this? And I was like, oh, I could turn that into a weekend trip and to make it my birthday trip since my birthday's in August.
Woo! Can't wait.
So, and then another friend in that same group, she has a conference in West Virginia. And I went to that last year, and for the first time, I carried my mom with me. And I was like, whatever I say at this conference does not leave this conference, because I really open up and expose myself to get the most out of it. And that's what you kind of have to do. And then I come back recharged because I'm like, because I've been able to say what I feel and other people get it. And that one is in October.
What the date for that one?
I don't know that one off the top of my head. I'd have to look at my text messages, but I can give those to you so and I can share the information.
Absolutely.
Um, but I would say those are my key things where I'm like, I'm going, I'm buying the ticket, and that's where I invest in myself to give myself back.
That's actually really good. That's
So
actually really good. I do a yearly girls trip, and that was mine. So
yeah,
but I normally try to do it around November, but with this year we were delayed, so we went in December. And we went up to a little cabin up in Northern Virginia area, and we did crafting. I was diamond art
yeah,
painting. I was creating resin, and it was just so quiet. Really, I think like 3 days. We ate, got massages. You do like girl things, shopping, weird
yes.
clothes. Like I'm at that
But
stage.
we joke and we're like, we can eat a hot meal and we don't have to share our meal and
Yes,
we can get coffee and we get, you know what I mean? It's just, and
yes,
sit around and talk and like, uh, it's a group of, look, how many was there of us? It's a group of 6, including me. But like everybody's at a different stage. So I might relate with somebody for my daughter for this because their son, relate with this one because their son is nonverbal but 14. And this one has a brother and sister, so they want to know how I handle the brother and sister dynamic. So we just kind of feed and talk, and now we've decided we have to keep our group chat going all year
you did.
instead of just getting to the conference and exploding and filling everybody in. So
Right.
that has been something I learned, like find your community, find your people.
I'm on the thing, baby. I'll be right there. I see little fingers. The 3-year-old.
Like, mom.
Yeah. I don't know if you can
So
hear him.
that's why I started the mom meetups that I have.
Oh, yes, I was going to ask about that.
And instead of doing them every month, because that's just too much for everyone, because we have a busy life, all of us of therapies and scheduling and lifing, that I do it every other month.
Okay, bye, mom.
So we've had 3 so far since I started it. And we've done 2 at the Crush It Art Bar in Carrollton, Virginia. She has been amazing. She's like, yes, come. Cause I'm like, I'm not charging a ticket. I'm not an organization. I'm not affiliated with anybody. I just want a mom to come. They want to do a craft. They can make a craft, but they have great food, drinks, like just to connect.
So I'm in Carrollton. Where is that at?
Do you know, I'm trying to think of it. Coneslingers Ice Cream. Do you know where that is?
Right down the
Across the
street.
street.
Across the street. Oh,
Across the street. It's called
by the
Crush It Art
lighthouse.
Bar. It's
By
in
the light.
this, yes, they're
Oh, wow.
right here and they're right here. Their building connects. You
Yes,
should go there for food and drinks.
I didn't even know that was. I thought because before the daycare, I know the daycare. My son used to go there, but right across it ended up being like a I thought it was like an adult daycare center, and then I
Okay.
think it changed. So that must have been more recent. That is not. I didn't even know
Yes,
that
you
was.
should go. They have really good sangria. I'm just saying.
Ooh, and what is it? It's called a crescent.
Crush It Art Bar.
Oh, shit.
And she's been amazing. She's hosted us twice, and she really is about the moms connecting. That our first meetup ever, we had like a 3-hour time slot, and we went over by like 3 hours, and she was there till midnight.
Oh, sweet.
Yes,
Yes. You
yes.
know when the next one is. What do you call your mom's group meetup? Like, what is the
I don't
title?
really like. I started a little Facebook group, but I really haven't come up with a name. I really want that good, catchy name, but I just haven't figured it. I,
It'll
t-
come in
I
due time.
I told my mom a few weeks ago, I was like, I should start a nonprofit for this, and then I can put more. I I really just would like to be able to put back in to the moms,
Okay.
like, and be able to like cover the cost for them one night to just come and
Good.
sit down.
Yeah.
Our next one, I haven't figured out the location. We did our second one was at a brewery in Harborview because
Yep.
I love a local business. I want to support a local business. So
Absolutely.
actually, the coffee shop here in Windsor, because I live in Windsor, has been like, "Hey, we'll host y'all. Bring them. Come."
Perfect.
So, I haven't decided. I just kind of wait and feel out the vibes and kind of see where we're going to go. I would love to do like a Mexican night where mom can have a margarita and just,
Absolutely. Leave the door alone. Do you hear the door?
no,
You don't?
no,
Okay.
you're good. Um, But it's just like having a chill vibe. And I had a mom, and I posted at the therapy. We go to Adler Therapy in Harborview. And I'll post my mom meetups there. And I had a mom come the last time, and I was like, I'm so glad you came. And I shared it with the ball team. And I try to get as many moms as I can. And there's no pressure. Like, if I have two best friends that don't have autistic kids, but they support me, come to the mom meetup. I had another mom who was like, I'm scared to death. Come. Can I bring my best friend? Bring her.
Yeah,
Bring her.
absolutely. I definitely will be in attendance.
Yeah.
I'm making so many friends on Facebook and TikTok that have children, special needs children. And I'm just like,
Yes.
great, because I can talk to you and say, hey, I gotta go, or like now, hey, one moment,
Yeah.
you know,
Time. Cut it out. We gotta go. Yeah.
see him, whatever they need,
Yeah.
and we're so open, and I really do enjoy that. I think it's so
Yeah.
great. But yeah, I do
Yeah.
love the fact when you have like friends who don't have children on the spectrum and they still
Yeah.
support you. So that's amazing.
Yeah. I'm very fortunate with those two.
Very. For me, so our nonprofit, it's not only for moms, it's for the family. So what we do
Yeah.
is I incorporated a lot of safety in mind because of my, anxiety with my son and stuff. So yeah, I would love, to invite moms and stuff to come on out. It's free. We do it free.
Yeah.
And we were doing 3 a year. And first we started in Norfolk and we were going to go to all the cities. But I was telling
Yeah.
my husband, I was like, maybe it's easier if we just do one big one in every city.
Yeah.
Like in the summertime, that way the moms, there's no school, the kids can come out. We know the weather would be great. We can be outdoors. Only fear about outdoors is I want to have a lot of people. Like I wanted to be in an area where the kid can elope
Yes.
far.
Yes.
If they do get away, at least there's someone there. So
Yeah.
that's not fair. Because I was thinking of like Gosnell Park in Hampton. They have
Yeah.
like a playground area and they have like a really big hut thingy. But I was like, I would have to, work with the city people just to see how could we block that off so that no kid is running.
You look, my brain gets to creatively thinking, what about a ball field? Because you could close the gates to a ball field, but if you needed like a fire truck or something to drive in so the kids could see that, or you know what I mean? Because then you can just close the gates. And then if you have to, put a parent at each gate.
It's okay.
Mom, you're taking too long.
He's out there. This is a 3-year-old. He's crying.
Yeah.
Somehow dad had that, but now he's out here.
Yeah.
Get in and have a lock on the door because
Yeah.
all my class and stuff, and I didn't want
Yeah.
them like touching things. They poured resin on one of my chairs one day. I was like,
Oh,
how did you get in here? Is the question.
how did you get it?
They're everywhere. You ever notice that? Like you think that you like secured something and they can get in. And it's like, so I have the key
Yeah.
because my son
Yeah,
Malachi.
we have 3 locks on the door. No. 1, 2. Yeah, 3 locks and an alarm. Okay. And we have these top locks at the top that, you're locked in the house. Well, we came out, and it's for the front door and the back door. We came out one day, and my husband was like, did you unlock that? And I was like, no, it was locked. He's like, did you unlock it? I was like, did you unlock it? No, he had went and got a chair,
Yep.
took it to the front door, and unlocked it. So now, needless to say, that lock has changed to a key, and only mommy and daddy have that key.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
they're so smart. Because he put the chair back, so we
Yeah.
had no idea.
Yep. He pulled the chair over to the refrigerator. We have like the aluminum foil on top, and
Yeah.
I came down, and he had used all the like the BJ's aluminum foil strips. He had created all the letters of the alphabet with it. There was none left, and I was just like, "How did you get that?" And so then I was like, "We have a little camera in that area." He had moved that chair over there. I said, "Oh, you
Yeah.
saw me put my aluminum foil up there. This is not cheap."
Yeah. Yeah.
He had fun with it, so I let him be. But yeah, the doors, yeah.
They're so smart.
Very smart. And you thinking oh, I got this. No, never. Never. Always be on your P's and Q's at all
Yeah,
times.
we call my son the FBI agent because he goes through and searches a room until he finds what he wants, like drawers open. And
Yeah,
my daughter, she's notorious for hiding stuff from him, so he doesn't get in it. I'm like, well, ask him to search for it because
right.
he
But
can
this is
find it.
knows exactly.
Yeah.
We have been just talking. I'm loving this. Let's see. So you talked about the mom meetups. I have a question for you, like about your husband. How is he being like a father of two? Does he have support groups or anything that he?
No, and he's stubborn. Look, I'm gonna talk about him. So this is another thing that goes back to something I wish I would have known early on. Is men, my husband is one that's gonna process it a whole lot different than me.
Yes.
I'll talk about it, say my feelings about it. I feel like he probably compartmentalizes it more.
Mhm.
And then the tough moments, somebody can only take but so much. And it's a grieving process for them also.
Absolutely.
Um, and he's not one to talk about his feelings, but that's why I've loved this baseball league because there's two dads that coach, and they
Mhm.
kind of went up to him, and I'm like, oh, boy. And then I was like, let me shut my mouth, let these dads connect, because you want your kid to be out there and do everything that everybody else does. But my son struggled the first couple of games. Like, what are you doing? You want me to go over here? I don't know you. Don't make me come over here. Like, I don't want to do that. I'm going to go sit in the other dugout. And my husband's like, he's not playing ball. He didn't want to be out here. And I'm like, he's loving it. And he's
One more
like,
time.
no. But as the season's progressed, he's progressed. My husband's seen the improvement. And he's okay. But I mean, it's still not easy. I mean, for either parent. And I think it can be harder on a dad to open up and talk about it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely harder, I would say, for the dads to connect
Yes.
versus us women. We can just be like, hey,
Did yours run today? Mine did. There we
yeah,
go. We're
yeah,
friends. Absolutely. So,
yeah,
I was wondering about that. Someone had asked me that about my husband. I was like, he's the same way. He
yeah,
processes it differently. Um,
yeah.
yeah, but
In
I
their
do.
own time.
Yeah.
And he's so amazing. Like, there's this young girl that I let babysit for me, and she's like, I've never seen him be so affectionate before, but like they have a connection, my son and him, like no other. I was like, oh yeah. And don't get it wrong, when daddy's in the house, it's daddy's girl and daddy's, little boy. I don't exist. But if he leaves, then they want me. You know what I mean?
See, my
But
3 his daddy's little man. He always there, but Malachi is still mine.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I
Right now.
can get I can get Lily with, you want to go shopping or do you want to go have girl time? She loves girl time
Oh,
to
see,
get away from the boys. But
pretty cool.
yeah.
Let's see. Last question.
Okay.
Um, how has autism changed you personally as a mother, advocate, and a woman?
I mean, I want to say, I don't know. This is a good question. Look, I have to look back at my notes when I was thinking about that. I mean, I feel like I'm stronger in a way. And I definitely advocate till I'm blue in the face until I'm just blowing steam out and making no sense and talking 90 miles a minute. Um, I don't know. It's harder for me in some aspects of like going into like my job at the hospital and having like work there and knowing I have so much at home and being compassionate there in that setting. It's kind of like I have to disconnect for where I'm at. But I definitely would say I'm stronger, but I don't give myself enough credit where credit's due because it's just like, I don't know. That's a hard one for me because I don't want, I'm not one to pat myself on the back. I just keep going, and
Yeah.
what I sacrifice now, I'll get the most out of in the long run when they're adults.
Yeah.
Um, but I would just say I'm stronger in advocating and speaking up. I don't know. Maybe somebody would say something different. Maybe they say I'm meaner or something. I try
Oh,
to laugh more.
yes, yes. For me, I think I do have to talk more because I'm his voice, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
finding that I am speaking up more. Before I'm shy, like you may not see it
Yeah.
now, but very
Yeah.
shy, very reserved into my own thing. But now,
Yeah.
wow,
The advocating thing is also different too when you see, like, you can go somewhere and my son stems and his happy hands is what we call them. And he'll vocally stem and squeal out. And so many parents will go, don't look. And I'll go, no, actually, let me tell you, what do you do when you're happy? Do you
back.
clap your hands? He doesn't clap his hands. That's what he does.
Yeah,
And then the parents are like, oh, okay. Like, it's, you're constantly advocating for them because they don't have a voice and people just look like,
do you ever stem with him?
huh?
Do you ever stem?
Yes,
Me too.
yes,
Me too.
yes.
You get upset?
Look,
I don't even.
okay, so I know one of your questions you sent to me, and so here you go. And I did not know what I was going to tell you for this one. You're one where I like to find humor in things to
Yeah.
get through. So we were sitting in a seafood restaurant. It was for Mother's Day. So it was my mom, my sister, me, my husband, and my two kids. And he's not going to eat that. Let's be honest. He's got
No.
his own picky menu. We're going to bring food. So he's stemming and people are looking. And when the happy hands get going, like there's no tension and the hands like almost like snap. So
Mhm.
here we are stemming with them, trying to get our hands to clap, but we can't. And we're all sitting at the table like this, and his twin sister trying. Because you have to laugh, because how the heck do them hands just get to going when they're so happy? It just, so you gotta laugh and you gotta try to stem with them because
Absolutely.
if people are gonna look, you're all gonna look at us.
Yep. I don't like seeing when the parents are like, my child is stimming. How do I stop it? You shouldn't. It
No.
helps them. It helps them regulate. It helps
Yeah.
them. Do not stop that baby. So my son, he'll do it. And like now, he does that like a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Especially at night. That's how he goes to sleep. I can hear
Yeah.
him. Hey, as long as I hear him, I'm good because I know where he's at. So sometimes I'll just ask him, I'm like, are we stimming? And I notice he'll stop and look at me and be like, yeah. And then he'll stop for a moment. But then he'll do it again. Like I don't mind him. I just
Yeah.
ask,
Yeah.
are we stimming?
Yeah.
The movie store? Oh,
I
you
can
can't stop.
remember at that 2.5 age starting ABA, and they're like, "What do you want your goals to be?" And I was like, "I don't know. What do you do? Because you don't know. You're just calling that number in that book."
Right, right.
And they're
No,
like, "Well, if you don't want him to have happy hands or stimming, we can correct it." And I was like, "No, then how am I going to know he's happy?
no,
Like,
no.
no."
I love the lady that we have. She will tell you quick, no, don't stop him from doing
Well,
anything. Like,
well, I
thing.
fired that company and we have a good company now. But, you got to
Yes,
figure it
it's tough.
out.
Yes, you do. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, so yeah,
Yeah.
don't stop him. Absolutely not.
No.
No, he
I
can.
had an OT therapist give me a great example that I will give adults sometimes when they'll go, "Is that a stem?" And I'll go, "Oh, whenever you're working on something, do you ever click your pen? That's a stem. We all stem."
we all
And
do.
so that's my go-to to point out to people of we all stem, just their stems look different than ours.
Yep. Yes, yes.
So,
I'm trying to think what mine is. I don't click pins because that drives me nuts. I'm trying to think.
look,
I know
you're like,
people do though. Yeah, to be in a room.
me, I tap my leg. My husband's like, if you don't hold your leg still at this table, sit beside me, I'm gonna lose it. I'll be like,
I wish my husband could tell me what my sim is. I don't know what it is
yeah,
right.
I'm sure he could tell you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because yeah, hello. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I don't stem.
Ever. I do.
Now you're gonna be thinking about it.
I'm gonna ask him, hey,
Yeah,
what do I do? And see what he
yeah,
says.
yeah,
It was funny. My cousin, the one who normally is up here with me, we were talking about restless leg syndrome at night. Like we're constantly like moving our legs, and
yeah,
both our they're like, I can't go to sleep. Like I have to. Maybe that's it. I
yeah,
have to take my leg to
yeah,
go to sleep. Like I don't
yeah,
know. It's a
yeah,
comfort.
for sure.
Yes.
Mhm.
But yes,
That's how you're stemming to soothe yourself.
absolutely. Because I need a
Yeah.
new. That's my. I'm gonna keep saying I need a new mattress. I think.
Yes.
Yes.
I know. I
Well,
want a new mattress too. It drives me crazy.
starting to feel the back pains now. And I'm like, is
I
it
know.
old or is it the mattress? I'm blaming the mattress first before
I
I
know.
say
Me and my husband are like, we need a new mattress. I'm like, is your back hurting? Because my back's hurting.
that's like he's seeing me moving his chair. I got a pillow back
Yes, it's
here. I'm
like,
like, oh.
yeah, for
And then
sure.
working now where I work at, I sit down a lot because
Yeah.
I'm not, and I think that's causing. So I went and got me one of them beautiful balls. This is off topic, but I got one of those little
Yeah.
bouncy balls. I said, I'm gonna take it to work with me. The kids found
Yeah.
it and they haven't gotten it back yet. So soon I'm gonna get my ball
See?
back because I
Yeah.
need my back. That was for me,
Yes.
therapeutic for me. So, yes,
Exactly.
we are at an hour and 5 minutes now, and I won't hold you up
Woohoo.
longer. But
You're
this was
fine.
really fun. I
Yes,
truly
I enjoy talking to you so
yeah.
much.
And you're not too far from me. We definitely have to do play dates with kids, and I'm gonna try
Yes.
all these little things you're at. And
Yeah, I'm gonna send you an early reminder for the next mom meetup too.
because I go now, as long as it's not
Yeah.
August 15th, I'm good because I have a book event that weekend. But I'm
Okay.
free game, and I definitely
Yeah.
I do want to go to more conferences. I do want to learn more. I do want to hear things.
Yes.
Why don't
Yes.
you
They're
ever do?
great things.
You could be a speaker
George.
there too. I'm just
I
thinking about
like.
that. You would have the
Okay.
crowd laughing. Yeah, TED talk.
Maybe.
Mm.
Yeah.
Think about it. Write it down. You see,
Yes.
but yes, later on, send me all the stuff so that I can add all that for like links for
I
people.
definitely will.
They can see it later, and then I'll send you a copy of this link too as well, so you can
That'll
post
be
it.
great.
This is so great.
I
And
know. Thank you for inviting me on.
absolutely. So I'm gonna go ahead and log out. I mean, you can stay and talk a few more minutes if you
Okay.
like. Okay.
You're fine.